So sorry, seriously, look, this is what I look like today. I've actually been a little bit sick, yeah? No, but I just wishy-washy, man. I'm not putting any makeup on. I've just walked and hurt my ankle, literally. Oh, I did have a pretty butterfly dress on earlier, and then it got taken off, and oh, I just look at what makeup can do to a face, eh? Look, oh, I know, innit? Oh, it's like all bags, and I got good eyelashes, but they're really, really, really blonde. So it's, oh, yeah. Anyway, enough about that. Right. Anyway, George doesn't even come over and say hello to me anymore, and I think it's because he thinks I'm making bad material. But yeah, it's like winter. Like, I'm sure there is fake clouds. I don't want to go too much into the. God, look at this. Like, I'm sure they are making fake clouds, and because I've seen the streaming off the aeroplanes, and there is just aeroplane streaks everywhere. But yeah, there's going to be a lot more shit coming in there, and who knows? Is that to keep England from getting less dry, or is it to stop us from, you know? But one thing I can tell you this morning is I was watching. I've tried not that. One thing I have been doing is probably why I haven't really been talking any sense. Is I'm trying not to watch a thing and then like tell you what I've watched too much, because it's a bit, you know. I'm trying not to be too like relaying other people's information, right? Yeah, but I was watching a universe thing, and we all know this shit anyway. But it's took 2.5 million years for like this star was dying, a big star, right? And it was supernova ring, doing, you know, atomic atom bonding, what's it called? You know, like infusing nuclear fusion, making nuclear fusion, and it got so hot making nuclear fusion. It's not even got the butter on or anything today. God bloody hell. But yeah, it was making loads of supernovas, and in the end, it made a solid metal. Cool, I'm going to lose anyone that fancies me. No, I'm joking. Wait, it's making, once it had finished all the supernovas, it made iron, right? So you've got this bloody thing in space going, and it's making loads of iron. It's like turning into iron, apparently, through its center, just turning into iron. And then that blasted and popped across the galaxy. And then that is what's hit our Earth and made us into, you know, this is, you all know that we're stars, and some of us have a reculation, is that a word, reculation, of being a bit conscious as an element, right? And obviously what's going on in the womb is so similar to a star being born out in space, because it's got all the elements there, and it makes it perfect and tiny, doesn't it? It's just, never doubt that you are obviously part of conscious play. What was an affirmation of the day when I was doing my yoga? You are cosmic energy playing. Yeah, you know? But we really, really are. And don't, like, just, there's so much that we still are learning. And, well, basically this turtles have built-in compasses with magnesium, is it? And iron inside them, whatever. They have something inside the magnesium and that, right? And then from this big, huge supernova that happened 2.5 million years ago, there is still, every day, every second, bits of iron that are raining into the Earth's atmosphere and going into the ocean. And these turtles are seeing these specks, or picking up with it with their minds, and magnetic, following this iron specks to be able to see where to go as a compass. And then these little tiny magnesium things inside them line up and tell them which beach to go and lay their eggs. Okay, if only human beings could be a little bit simpler. But I suppose we have been, because we're born with coding, aren't we? Basically, even the bad people, that we're all born with coding. I think, as far as I feel, we have free will up to that last split second of choice, don't we? Right? And it's all falls how it falls. And yeah, so that's just really, and I might just go off to be sick again in a minute. No, I mean, well, I'm trying not to do my Friday thing where just because it's Friday I'm going to have a beer, but I probably am going to, because I got a sleepover tomorrow. that I've managed to not say no to. I've said no to a few things this week where I've been a bit tired. I even thought at one point, if anyone puts any pressure on me, I'm actually going to pretend that my back went. That's always a thing you can do. Don't feel too bad about a little fib now and again. Obviously, it's a bit bad if you were doing that for 6 months, but say you really don't want to go somewhere. Just say your neck's gone or your back's gone, and hopefully you won't get any bad karma for it. But you don't always have to put yourself under pressure, guys, if you're an empath. And yeah, today I just feel a bit sick. Yeah, and it's hot, but it's not sunny. But I definitely would agree that there is something going on with the airplanes and stuff. Yeah. Have I got anything more useful to say today? Nah, see, this is the problem, right? I am definitely just coming on here because I feel like I should come on here, really, you know. But can I think of something intelligent to say to you right now for a minute, eh? There's a lot of upgrading going on at the moment in the planet. And these upgrades, when you're receiving them, feel like you are thinking into the abyss. So every time, your brain is just like buzzing into a direction with no thought, it is a good sign. And you are tired because there is so much to receive from these stars from a long time ago that you're receiving all the time to make chemistry with your mind. So that's why you're bloody tired as well. And many people would be too busy to stop and receive these codings. Like I said before, I'm too busy to say to my family, right, I'm going to go and sit in a cave for a month and I'll be back. Because that would probably fasten things up again. Lots of yoga, stretch it out, just make sure you're consciously, all I can say is I'm always subconsciously gripping hold of faith and strength, like all the time recently, okay? Because that is the only necessary emotions you're going to need to carry at the moment, because all of the punishment feelings are going to be dealt with by the angels, okay? And the angels are just arc voices, personalities that help. I've said all this before, but they're helping the spirograph come down to make you whole. And the only way you're being shown as whole is by everything spiraling around out here and then coming down here to make it look like you are solid, so that when I go to try and touch something, it feels solid because of the particles are moving so fast they can't break through the barrier of the particles, you know what I mean? So just have faith that things are madder than you think they are, and they're sadder than you think they are. Yeah, but just remember that there are amazing things that they're discovering every day. And just like a tortoise has its compass, we are starting to discover our compass in our minds. And it's not stupid to realise that a small amount of people a couple of thousand years ago took all of this magical information away from us of how our brains work. And we literally are like sheep, aren't we? We come out of school like barely learning anything like that's actually like solid. Just the maths and the English is literally the most important things you learn at school. You just don't learn nothing, do you? I've got a headache, man, and but yeah, I got a sleepover tomorrow. Yeah, but yeah, this is not a very good video, is it? This is just not going to get any views. No, right, that's another thing. I'm going to be honest right now. It is so hard to keep trying to be like, come from your heart, right? When right now, all I've got is 57 followers. And I'm going to be honest, right? I have been spending quite a lot of my personal time checking the analytics on it. And just seeing if I get like, what I'm trying to learn, right? But I'm also trying not to be unauthentic, if you know what I mean. But look, now I sound like I'm trying too hard. But anytime a human being tries to do something, it's just so it's hard to hold patience, isn't it? And not also then start self-sabotaging, saying that it's not, you're not going to do any good on the internet because there are so many more people doing exactly what you've been doing, Danny, for years. Like, and how, you know, how's it going to make any difference if you're just saying the same things that everybody else is saying, and blah 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 blah. But I tell you what, people decide to make ice cream, and there are other people that make ice cream, and then you make your own flavour, don't you? And then people might just come to you for that flavour of ice cream. Doesn't mean that just because Kelly made it in Cornwall doesn't mean that Graham next door isn't good at selling ice cream. Do you know what I mean? So when you're trying to set yourself up for something that isn't exactly pen on paper working for the man, and then you go into an exam and then you get results, it's all like on your own back about how much effort you put in. Like right now I'm wondering, do I start reading a load of books and writing, like doing a load of videos? What do I do to keep my momentum going, to keep helping people from my heart? And I'm just going to keep going, basically, is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to keep, my mission is to get people to inline their hearts with Glastonbury Avalon and the heart chakra of the earth. To help us feel supported while we are going to go through another 5 to 7 years of proper shit, probably, but with an outcome at the end of something extremely positive. And I know this, you know it deep in your heart, that, like, just think about how much less power the governments have in the last 10 years and how pathetic they're all starting to look compared to 10 years ago. Think about how everything has changed in line of like truth since like 9/11 days, which was a long time ago now. It was a good like 20 years ago, and that you just think how much more like clueless we all were, and how easy the news could just manipulate and tell us anything. These days that they can't manipulate people the way they were manipulating now the internet's out, you see. And it's not just one, they're going to do whatever they can to keep your brain small. These people, the people that are high in power, now I haven't looked at shit like this for years, but there probably is like a couple of families, isn't there, that's like running the shit, they're probably worshipping Satan, doing seances. Yeah, you've seen it all yourself probably, but their power is gone because they have lost, and it will be reflected back down on earth, and it's going to take a while. So just as much as you want to dive in, just keep meditating as much as possible, lying on your back in Shavasana. If anyone doesn't know what Shavasana is, go and look it up. Lie down and breathe, and just know that there are going to be massive days where you're going to feel creative, massive days where you're going to feel drained. But do not try and slip into that fear, that because it's not all going to go to shit, is it? We're not all going to go to shit, okay? The human race hasn't got this far to go to shit now, all right? It really would not have gone this far of the balance of everybody trying to fight together, because if it was all evil, it wouldn't be the way it is. And just keep knowing, in 7 years, that life could be flourishing for everybody. There is no reason to think that there isn't enough for everybody on this planet. Yeah, you wait until like Shell starts giving out all their money when they're done and that. No, but just, yeah. So on that note, do what you can to like connect to source in whatever way that is with you. If that's a candle, if that's whatever it is. Like mine is literally just all the time trying to penetrate thinking. I can't get it out of my mind at the moment as well. It's not that it's ruining my life, but I know that at the moment my channel could grow or fail. It's not even really a mission for me to get monetized. And the main thing that really, like I've said before, got me going to try and do this channel was for my children's sake. It's not to try and make money, because I just don't see how I'm going to make a lot of money like this. I would like to make money like this. And do you know how that would prove to like everybody that knows me? Like, well, I think they could see me doing it. But it would just be like proof of the pudding, you know, if I could just keep getting subscribers and keep making good material, which I'm not doing now. I can feel myself starting to let myself down, because I know deep down in my heart, I'd rather fail knowing I didn't try my best than fail knowing that I tried my best. That hurts more. At one point, I was so worried about being hurt in my life. It was not going to happen for me. It was a big fear of mine, but I'm over it now, you know. One thing I have got over a lot recently is jealousy, fear of other people, fear of other women. Is this a good thing to admit? Because I think that a lot of women hold fear against other women, you know, like in the powers of other women. And I definitely try and see other people as just trying to look at their gifts and just be grateful that it's on the planet. I really am these days, rather than trying to take something for myself or self-sabotage myself because I'm not like this or I'm not like that or I'm not, you know. And yeah, just if anyone's got any jealousy issues, get rid of them now by noticing they're there, and have a good old talking to yourself. I think this comes with age as well, guys, and it is only natural, I think, in the feminine world to be like aware of each other, but stop putting so much intensity on everybody's differences and realise that it's a celebration, and something that someone else has got, you'll have something they haven't got, and that, you know, just keep working on what you've got and not shunning it away. Yeah, so that's all I'm going to say today. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed already, because I know that there's apparently, because I've been looking at my analytics, I can't even say analytics. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed already, because I know that there's about 106 people watching me. Right, that's a lot, no. It is, right? I'm chuffed. I've been on it for 2 months, and I am making content of some sorts each day, but I'm like a lot of people out there where we're carrying coding of truth and balls. We're carrying balls, okay? And I want you to wear some of these balls with me, okay? Because they're heavy. And I just trying to put my balls over to you, right? These are imperfect balls, as you can see. I'm an imperfect person, but I have a lot of heart, and I'm here to try and help us have some balls for the next few years, so we can come out of the next phase bloody, you know, wearing balls. As you can see, sometimes we get our good days and bad days, and this is not exactly the best day for me, is it, either? Yeah, sleep over tomorrow then. I've already had to put a cousins off that are trying to sleep tonight. I say no. Because the thing is, they got like a gang of children that are fun, and then other people have got like children that have got different age differences between them. They don't like to play, and they want to come over and play, and I'm like, no. Why? Because I said no. I've had to do that a few times over the years. Just say no, okay? So if you're an empath and you don't like saying no, say no. Get some balls and say no. And tomorrow might look a bit prettier or not. So, have a good time. See, and that's another thing, right? I've got like 3,000 smeals, and I just feel like trying to chuck smeals on there to try and get more views. And I'm being honest there. Like, I'm trying to build my channel up. I'm trying to inspire people as well, mind. That's what I mean. I don't want to not bombard my channel when I have got things I can put up, just due to my like ego saying, oh no, don't invade the internet with your shit. But yeah, so keep supporting the channel, keep watching. Hello. Yeah. So yeah, now I'm actually just trying to add minutes on, even though no one watches the whole of a long video, but you know, they might. Can anyone do cross eyes? Ready? At one point of my life, I was so serious that I couldn't even get into my silly side. So just make sure when you feel like being silly, you get a bit silly. Because if you can't get silly, then what is there to be silly about? Oh God. Another thing. Yeah, I just felt like telling you this. I don't even know why, but I will. If you put Vic under your eyes, Vic, that you get for bad chest, then you cry. It's something I used to do quite a lot when I was at sleepovers when I was a child. There'd become that bored hour in the night and you'd be like, do you want to do something? And I'd be like, what? And I'd be like, I think someone taught me it. And they'd be like, should we put some Vic under our eyes and we'll cry? So do that next time your sister-in-law is trying to bug you and come around your house, just put some Vic under your eyes and go, so sorry, it's not really good today. Then they'd be really worried, wouldn't they? Better off just saying the neck thing. Go, yeah, can't come on, yeah, you can't come over today. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do my yoga because I'm doing fucking yoga every day. I'd say for about 70 days now, without even like having a day off. I'm doing it every day since September, but you know, you get that little day off. I don't even have one day off. So look at that sky. I'm so proud of that. I am proud of that. You know? And I'm proud of being on here now talking absolute bollocks. But also I think you know that I know, and you know, I know you know, that's why you're here, yeah? If you're still here, which I wouldn't exactly expect anybody to still be here right now. But yeah, remember that beauty is only in the eye of the beholder. Like today, he's not bloody beautiful. And I probably wasn't when I was wearing makeup either, because that's what age does to you. Remember, if you're going to rely your life on beauty, it's not going to last forever, guys. Well, some people do, actually. Jennifer Lopez, she looks good, doesn't she? Cool. Anyway, I'll let you go. And I will try not to put up any snails tonight, because that's just going to go wrong, because it's just bombarding with rubbish. I might do a chat tomorrow, and I might put a few smalls up, maybe 2. So we say 2, yeah? 2 smalls. Like I might just do a little like flick on the finger to see where it goes and put up like one of my first smalls. I'll put up one of my first smalls, shall I? Where I'm like probably rapping against Wu-Tang or something. Drunk, probably. Because that was another thing. Once I started getting on the small, me and Danny got a relationship with each other where I was singing to Danny, and I'd never seen Danny sing or whatever, or seen myself in a video singing. I was really interested. Me and Danny got quite drunk together a couple of times, like Dark Night of the Soul shit happened, and thankfully it doesn't happen half as often now. Half as often, but literally it was a point where I was like, I'm a failing artist and I just want to be singing, and I'd be like in my bedroom, like drinking a beer or a bottle of wine. It's fine, I've been breastfeeding for years. I'm allowed to do this, okay? This is my time. You know? Oh, but I don't do that anymore now. But I honestly, when I first started going on Smil, because I literally felt like a failed artist, and it's my fault that I was a failed artist, because if I haven't tried hard enough to be an artist, it's just this back foot I always have, and then I go around and go, hey, but then I don't put any actual 3D momentum into it. Like, I could make an album. We got on Guitar Hero. I actually got on Small by accident when I was trying to make my songs on Guitar Hero. Then I went down this bloody hole of singing every song I've ever heard in my life and more, and then going, I didn't know that was the words. I didn't know that was words. And just getting I got obsessed with being on Small at one point. It was just, but it made me happy to go on there, okay? And I rinsed out a lot of emotions, and these days I only go on there now and again, so it's not so bad. But so if you're in a bit of a stage where you're living a bit unhealthily, you're not looking after yourself well enough, sleeping well enough, you're not being You take your time, okay? Because no one else is going to understand. But you just take that time that you know you need, and then we'll meet you on the other side, you know, that sort of chat, because that happens to the best of us. And yeah, and that's what I when I'm in this stage where I have no trigger and I'm just sort of riding the waves of peace, I'm like, this is unusual. Why am I settled? What's going to happen next? You know what I mean? That anxious feeling of like, who's going to die? What's going to happen? Because there's always something that happens, doesn't it? When you start feeling like you're balanced, something always happens. And I don't want to talk about death, because if actually I'm a baby with death, because nobody's died close to me, and it's going to be to be honest, I try not to see old people in my family too much because I'm so worried about them not being in my life, that I try and pretend they're not in my life while they're alive. This is quite sad. So I used to try and like avoid love in general, because I used to think love's too painful. I don't want it. So if you're feeling like that, there is hope, because I felt like that and I don't feel like that anymore, okay? And in fact, if I try and get scared about anything, like even proper real hard life shit, I just go like into like a bliss feeling of just like those sound bars like, I don't think much about it anymore. Like where I used to have intense emotions and intense side effects with like illnesses and all sorts, and cold sores and cysts coming out of face, and like, but just know that there is a time where you're not going to feel like that, especially if you keep working towards following your heart messages. And when I got smashed in the forehead, that nearly ruined my life. But I'm finally found the confidence now to know that everything happens for a reason. Because literally my eyebrows have dropped and everything, like as if I wasn't aging enough. And they got smacked right in the eye, like, you know, just right there. 11 stitches. But I wouldn't be just the way I am right now if it wasn't for that. So yeah, that's just what you have to see disasters like. And sorry for talking so much rubbish to you again today. And I really appreciate people that are listening to my stuff, because it just takes one or two faces for you to join with, and they just say the same things you've heard for years, but then it just hits you. Like with Stacey Solomon, have you ever, anyone seen Stacey Solomon? When she was cleaning up people's houses and getting rid of all their clutter, it really, really helped me get rid of my clutter. It was just Stacey. She just, you know, the way Stacey Solomon is, I just thought, right, and she just hit me. And sometimes something doesn't hit you till it hits you, does it? Like you hear the same thing over and over and over and over again until you're ready to be hit with it. It doesn't help. So if you're living in clutter, start sorting your clutter out, okay? Because it really does. I feel like anybody, the house shows what's going on in the mind, you know? Like some people try and keep their house way too clean because they're not going to see their shadows. They won't see their shadows. No, I'm perfect. No, it's too polished. Too polished for a shadow. But that's bullshit as well, okay? So, and also when people are just displaying all their shit, it's like saying, I can't cope, isn't it, really? And you can't cope as well because you don't know where anything is in your house and things like that, okay? So, you know, if you've got old bills, papers, just get rid of them. Get rid of them and just, yeah, create some space in your life and in your, yeah. Right, guys. Where's all this? Oh, wait. I'm going to go. Bye. Cheers and bye. Namaste. I just remembered I haven't hoovered up the spiders from the ceilings. At the moment, all I want to do is like just go into meditation. I've got so much going on in the surface. Everybody wants attention, you know. Especially my YouTube channel. No, I'm not joking. I don't know how people make it on YouTube, but yeah, I'm going to keep going, guys, because my channel's not failing and it's not thriving. All right? And that's all I'm going to say. But bye. Just namaste, secret coach again. Oh, God.